long time ago, in a very small village, there was a girl named Amarachi. She was a very beautiful girl. In fact, she was the most beautiful girl in the entire village. Her long hair, beautiful eyes, pointed nose. These were some of the most adorable things about her look. Amarachi was the only child of her parents, and both were farmers and owned the second largest farm in the entire village. Amarachi's beauty distinguished her among her peers. Whenever her parents took her for a walk, the other villagers would always marvel at her beauty. Many say Amarachi's beauty made the moon jealous. Years passed and Amarachi grew in beauty, but sadly, she also became very rude and disrespectful. She was too full of herself that she would walk past elders in the village and not say good morning. Those who admired her beauty were becoming very disappointed with her behavior by the day. One day, Amarachi and her best friend Uloma went to the market square to buy some groceries. It was truly a busy day at the market, as everyone was busy shopping in preparation for the Onwuru festival. The Onwuru festival is the annual village festival that ushers in the planting season. As Amarachi tried to make her way through one of the busy aisles in the market, she accidentally stepped on a crippled woman who was also trying to make her way through the busy aisle as well. Rather than apologize, Amarachi proceeded as though nothing had happened. The woman moved back a little and held Amarachi's heel. With her shaky voice, she asked, "My daughter, didn't you notice me?" Furious that the woman had touched her, Amarachi snapped, "You stupid old woman! How dare you touch me? Can you give birth to a child as beautiful as I am? Yet you call me your child, you dirty-looking cripple!" Ah! Her friend Uloma tried to stop her, but she would hear none of it. Other buyers were amazed by Amarachi's response to the helpless woman. "How can she be so beautiful yet so rude?" someone whispered. The old crippled woman felt very embarrassed. "Someday soon," she said, "you will be just as ugly and helpless as I am." And she crawled away. That night, it rained like never before in the village, and the next morning, Amarachi accompanied her parents to the farm. Their farm was located somewhere close to a big pit where the villagers dumped refuse. In fact, to get to their farm, Amarachi and her parents would have to pass through a narrow path beside the pit where refuse were dumped. That day, the ground was very slippery because of the heavy rain the previous night. And as they walked, suddenly Amarachi lost her balance, hitting her head on a big wood and landed heavily on her back into the pit. Her parents screamed for help, and quickly the villagers gathered and brought her out of the pit. She was immediately taken to the home of the village herbal doctor. And in order to treat the big cut on her head, the herbalist had to shave off her very beautiful hair. He also examined her fractures and sadly informed her parents that she would not be able to walk again, as her spine had been badly damaged due to the fall. Amarachi cried and cried, and as the tears flowed, she remembered her encounter with the old crippled woman and the curse she had laid on her before she crawled away. "Someday soon, you will be just as ugly and helpless as I am." Stories had it later that the old woman was a spirit being, and in fact, the heavy rain the previous night was no rain at all. It was the old crippled woman who had cried all night because of the insults Amarachi hurled at her. Amarachi regretted what she did. Had I known, she cried.